Jack, without you, life is horrible. I don't feel like I'm living anymore with all the regrets and memories from which I can't stop losing myself in. I finally know about the feeling that you once told me, how you missed me so much you could hardly stand it. Because of the time when we owned the world and nothing seemed wrong, life without you is completely incomplete. Only now I know how desperate life without you is. So tough that I desire for living only in my dreams. Sometimes I wake up early before 5, boil my coffee, sit down, and start to lose myself to the dreams of Brokeback Mountain, the only place in my life where I can still find a sense of pleasure. Life is meaningless when in reality you are gone, leaving me nothing but dreams, from which I have to wake up every time with my heart torn, out of breath, my soul misplaced, and in recognition that I have painfully lost all I have. I still could not believe that the day we first met each other in the little trailer office, my life turned towards another direction, eventually reaching a dilemma where I could choose either the real good life or the death of my soul. I could not have imagined the rough but simple days in Brokeback Mountain would be the times that I now cannot stop myself from imagining every day, every minute, and every second. I remember the day when we said goodbye to each other. I punched you with my greatest effort. This punch represents the intensity of the struggles and desires I want to pursue. But in front of life, I became effortless, abandoned my true self, and chose to leave you. I ruined everything we had when I later recognized Brokeback Mountain was our only reality of the past, present, and future. The following years were like a script. I don't understand how I could have totally blinded myself and acted as if you were no longer important. As I tried to figure out what our relationship was, my heart burned every time I thought about you. It became incredibly obvious when we met each other again 4 years later. All my suppressed emotions surfaced. I kissed you as if for survival. I knew I needed you for my life to be complete. But once again, I refused to leave for a real good life and believed that if I couldn't fix it, I had to stand it. For 20 years, I'd kept this very same belief. I'd never even thought anything beyond standing it. I didn't want us to be like Earl, getting killed without even a tiny bit of dignity as a man. Now I eventually know more about why Earl remained in love. Even if I might get killed for loving you, I wouldn't hesitate leaving you anyway, because without you, life is more painful than death. Then came the last time I saw you, as always, except that this time you voiced up and told me that you had been to Mexico to meet other guys when you could hardly stand life without me. I was very angry, but really less about you and more about how I had to be trapped in a social context where we didn't even deserve a normal life. When I last hugged you, I didn't even look at your face because I knew the more I looked at you, the worse I would feel when you left. We would never get much further than seeing each other once in a while. Time was never enough. Later in that year, when I knew you passed away, I couldn't express in words how desperate I felt. I tried not to cry when I talked to your wife, but in my mind had already gone blank, and my heart skipped a beat. It wasn't only the sadness that was killing me, but also the regret. At that moment, I knew everything was already too late. Before I could logically think about how my life would turn out, I knew without you, I'd already lost my life from the deepest part of my heart, a voice that had been asking me to leave with you all these years that I had ignored. It was me who abandoned our potential good future. I was a coward. I only tried to act as a man, but had no courage to protect the only person I loved and pursue the life both of us had dreamed for. I am determined to persist loving you until the last minute of my life, stay beside you and stand with you all the pain you had once endured for me. Even though I don't know when and where I will see you again, I have faith in my love for you and trust that one day I'll definitely see you again somewhere I'm not certain of. Nothing will again stop me from loving you, and this time I'll be the one who bears all the pain and fights for a desirable life. I will become so faithful in our love that even God can't separate us anymore. I promise.